feed them all tonight. I found it hard to say. They thought I'd had enough of them. Why can't they see? They're lovely to me, but I have to sit here, watch them play on my own every now and then. My snails are mad at me. Been sitting on my ass for an hour. I hardly said a word. I tried and tried, but I could not be heard. Why can't I explain? Why do I feel this way? 'Cause everything I say, they don't understand, they don't realise, they take it all the wrong way. My frogs are mad at me. We argued just the other night. I thought we'd talk it out. We talked and talked until it was out. I thought we'd agree. I thought they'd understand. But when I try to talk, they say I don't care. They say I'm unaware, and then they say I'm weak. Sucks to be me. I'm only doing my best for them.
Goodness sakes. Thank you, Lee. Sheer genius. Sheer genius. Delighted to have you here with us this evening, Lee. And here's Joey.
Hello. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm
Good
fine,
evening.
Father Fish. How are you? Good evening.
I'm good.
Good. Good evening, everyone. The shoal.
If I get weepy, it's because the pollen around here has got my eyes on fire.
I get it. I get it. I've been off and on having a little bit of trouble this week. So, sure understand that. Do you want to start with some hellos? Say hello to everyone. Okay. All right.
Go ahead. I'm going to see if I can get my list up here.
All right. Well, why don't I start with a couple? Yep. I see Water and Jay Olivers. I believe I see Lee in here and Dennis Lord.
Oh, Fish Lee.
You guys were chatty. There is.
Oh, weren't they going on and on? It was
a lot of chat to scroll down through, which means everyone's having a good time.
Just had us all in.
Yeah.
Us all going. Devo.
Yeah, Fun with Fish and Falconry is here.
Danny Wish.
I'm still trying to get through all the chat. Glassbox Fox is here.
Broadcast Illusions.
Petraman Joe is here.
Joshua Miller.
All right. And I think I'm getting closer to where you are. Brian Carroll is here.
Fish and Shrimp by Rich.
Danny Wish.
You did fun in Fish and Falconry.
Yes, we did. And so maybe you're getting closer to the bottom. Oh boy, Broadcast Illusions.
And the Rich.
Yeah. Fish and Shrimp by Rich.
Oh, Fish Lee.
Yes, and Stephanie Frederick.
Jeff's Tanks.
Jason Sear.
Yes, I see Jason T. Montano.
Yeah, Big J's Fish Keeper.
Duco. Hey, Duco.
Tashita Heaven, Dawn.
Right. Who
And
else?
did you say Mr. B CPDs? Did you say hi?
No, I did not.
We'll say hi again.
All right.
And then I'm going to scroll down a little farther.
Tori's here.
Yep.
Joan Virgil.
Yep. Evo is here. Robert Fuller. Sue Ann Campbell. Christine Whitaker. Reese.
Poor Evo.
Mermaids Chorus. And then I think I'm at the bottom, actually.
I am. Yes.
I hope we didn't miss anyone.
Yeah, look at that.
Inadvertent if we did.
Right.
Never meaning to miss anyone.
What a crew.
I did scroll pretty quickly through all that chit chat, so there's a chance someone was
right.
There.
So we got 50 watching and 27 thumbs up. Let's get a few more thumbs up there, boys and girls.
Yeah, let's start with the like button.
Two things while I'm on the subject. When you hit the thumbs up, it increases the number of people who actually see the post posted. And when you click on the bell and then click all, it means you're not going to miss anything that comes out. And while I'm on the subject about new things coming out, we have a series in the works that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I'm finally beginning to put it together. And I think it's going to create a stir. I'm really excited about it. It will be, to my knowledge, the first genuine Masters series on the fish tube. It will begin as a master guide on natural tanks. So it'll be a master video on natural tanks. The next one will be on substrate, a master vid on substrate. And after that, it will be biodiversity, and we'll go from there. But these are going to run 20 minutes to half an hour long. So they will be well researched. They'll be thorough. It'll be an attempt to really nail in and focus in on each of these areas. We've been doing it kind of happenstance from the beginning. This is an attempt to really pull it all together, get focused, and do something that'll be substantial and I hope significant. So send me your best wishes on that. It's going to take another week to get the first one out, but I'm going to do them the same way I've done everything else. I'm not going to audit. It'll be straight text. It'll be a straight conversation, like a lecture, like a university hall lecture on each of the topics. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good. I'm glad. I'm going to say hi to
master classes.
Master classes. Okay. I'm going to just say hi to, I think, a few more people that have come in. Robert is here. Robert Gorlick. Chalupa No Tomatoes is here. Richie. And I think those are the ones that came in while we were talking.
Anybody without a wrench? I don't think
yet that I see anyone without a wrench. No. And so we should mention that tonight is a night of sharing, and if anybody would like to come up and share a tank or two.
Yes,
and
Falconbury stopped in earlier. I know he wants to come up. Anybody else who would like to come up, now's your chance. The link is at the top of the page.
Link is pinned.
I will post
Good
it
evening.
there.
Good evening. Yeah, so it's in two places. So yeah, you should be good. You got it pinned and then it's down in the chat. Yep, perfect.
Evo.
Yes. Unofficially, wear your glasses. I don't know. Hello, Joan. I don't know if we said hello to you, but hello again if we did.
Here we go. Here's
Hello, Teresa.
Welcome, Ray. Hello,
Hi.
hello.
Hello, how are you people tonight?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I just wanted to throw something out there, and I would have texted this, but it would take forever to keep up with. But here's my question for you and everyone viewing. I live in a metro Atlanta area, and there's tons of LFSs like 60 miles from me, and we've got several box stores. My question to you and anyone out there with an opinion is, why is the fish shortage that bad? I know it may be the current face mask situation, but is that really why? I mean, you can't even go to your big stores, which used to have everything, Oscars, Severums, Plecos, Angelfish. I mean, these big stores are empty. Even your couple of smaller name brand stores, they got a decent fish selection, but I can't even find a female guppy. They don't even have dwarf brahmies every day. So that's why I came on. Can anybody explain this to me?
Yeah, I think it's different now than it was 6 months to a year ago.
Right.
6 months to a year ago, the airlines were not shipping fish. So we could not get anything anywhere outside the territorial U.S. Nothing out of China, nothing out of the Far East, nothing out of Africa, nothing out of South America, nothing out of Europe. That changed. They're shipping now. But now what's happening is that the market is completely disintegrating. It's just the market has gotten so bad that stores that normally would do 5,000-10,000 a week are doing 1,000 and 2,000 a week.
Well, is it because? All right, I won't say the name, but your biggest chain in this United States that sells much more dog food, cat food, everything. I'd probably say their fish selection and their fish supplies like food and aquariums is probably a very small percentage. I was under the assumption because they don't make as much profit off fish, food, and fish and stuff like that, that they've maybe not been worried so much about us keeping that in stock. But
no, you're talking about PetSmart.
Well, yes, sir. I didn't know if I should say that or not.
Yeah, it's okay. PetSmart is unique because they are owned by Central Pet, which owns everything. They own the major wholesale tropical fish distributor in the country, Seagrass Farms. They own that. They own pets from them. They own the tank manufacturers, which is why they can do the $1 a gallon sale, because they are their own manufacturer. It's an enormous global conglomerate. They're not lacking for fish. They're lacking for market. The market has died. Just died.
See, I was under the assumption that during the last year's health situation where everybody was forced to wear masks, or at least not where I live, that the fish hobby, the fish keeping hobby blew up because people were at home and they were like, hey, let's go buy a tank. You know, a lot of people working from home, still making a good living.
You're absolutely right. It
But
did.
I mean, honestly, Father Fish, I saw 2 neon tetras this weekend, and I hit 3 stores. Now, I have to drive like over an hour to go to some really nice local fish stores, but even they got a few local breeder fish, but you just can't go in these stores and say, oh, I want a clown loach or an angelfish. There's not even any koi angelfish. I mean, it's so sparse. It's not that I even need any fish, but I love to go shopping.
You're in Atlanta.
Yes, sir. I'm outside of Atlanta, but yeah, I work in Atlanta every day.
Sun Pet is the biggest wholesaler in the Eastern Seaboard. They're located in Atlanta. They're owned by Seagrass, which is owned by, we were just talking about it, by PetSmart. They've got more fish than anybody, but the local shops are not buying.
But why? Because people like me and the people I run into there occasionally, they're like, why is there no fish? Is it not profitable to them enough? I mean, I don't understand why even PetSmart doesn't have 300 neon tetras once a week. I don't understand why. And I'll quit griping about it. It's because 5 years ago when I had a bigger tank, you could go to PetSmart or any place and find just 20 different species of fish were always there every day. You know, now it's like you can't even find the base. You can't even find a little Placo, a little sucker mouth, not a sucker mouth. What do you call anyway, the ones that stay small. You can't even find those. They don't have them. So
The algae,
The bristle nose, yeah.
algae, yeah.
Well, what you're facing is what a lot of people have faced, and you may have to look to buying from hobbyists online and having your fish shipped, and and it's not as rewarding sometimes as driving to the store and buying a fish and coming home.
That's what I enjoy. I enjoy browsing, But
I get it, but sometimes you just have to, you might have to move into that step if you're not finding exactly what you want.
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't need anything. I'd like to have a couple of nice-looking female guppies for my new tank, but no, I really don't need any fish or any more plants. But anyway, I'll hush and get off this in case someone else wants to go on. But it just doesn't make sense to me that you can't go and find something that you could find a year and a half ago, a dime a dozen every day, 7 days a week, and now there's nothing there. It's like, are they not making any profit? Why is there no fish? Anyway, I'll leave that.
Get slowed down. You couldn't ship in from other countries during this COVID thing that made importing difficult. And no, they make plenty of money on fish. That's a big part of the money.
I've always wondered how you can sell a neon tetra for $2.29 and make profit. Maybe I'm crazy.
You buy them for 25 cents.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, they're making money on their fish. Believe it. Yeah.
Well, hey, I won't interrupt the show any longer than I already have. I just wanted to ask that, and it would take me 3 days to text like that, and I misspell everything. So I'm going to sign off here now and give somebody else a chance. And love the show, Father Fish. By the way, I log on every day at work, but I can't usually post much because I'm trying to run a bulldozer or an excavator. Anyway, I don't tell my boss that I'm watching Father Fish.
Yeah, appreciate you coming in.
All right, good night. I'm going to stick around and lurk for the rest of the stream.
Very good. Thank you. Have a good night. All right. So, is there anyone else that would like to come up as well?
One of the things that people in your local area, what you want to do is find out if there's a club, and if there's not, start one. The club is the very best way for you to be able to grow in your hobby and to be able to get those oddball fish, because you share with other members of the club, and it just it's a kind of, there's a kind of joy there that we can only touch on here online. I mean, we get to know each other pretty well, but in the clubs, you really do become best friends with the guys and gals in the clubs. They're wonderful. And if you don't have one, start one. You'd be amazed how quickly a dozen, 2 dozen people will get excited and start coming out regularly.
Well, that's a good idea, as well. So, all right, I see a couple of people that came in. Fungus Fish, Andy. Hello.
He is saying, what do you think of buffers, neutral regulators, and maybe the proper ways to use them? Oh, dear. I try as much as I can to avoid doing buffers or regulators. And the reason is I try as best I can to keep my fish in my water.
Mhm.
I'm in process of doing that now. I've taken water from the creek that's right here in the back of my house. I don't know if you can see. Let's see if we can see the creek today. I've got a little more wire.
Hello, Millions and Son and Morgan.
There's the creek
Welcome.
right in my backyard. And I pump water out of that creek into this tank and into all the other tanks. And I lost a couple of fish because they didn't like it at all. But most everybody seems to like it and is doing okay. So
Good.
that's the process, is to figure out what's going to be able to live in this water and to try to stay focused on that. Now, I'm going to want to do some things that are going to be a little trickier, like some licorice gouramis and a few other saltwater fish. So I'm going to have to set up some tanks separately for them. I'm also going to want to do some pygmy seahorses. So I'm going to have a saltwater tank. That'll be easier because this is tidal water. So all I really have to do is add some salt to it and I'm good to go. But the saltwater is another matter. What I probably will do is simply use RO water for that in order to be able to get the pH that I need and the lower KH.
Yeah. Oh, well, we've got a couple new people in here tonight. Father Fish, we have Fire Tender.
Oh, Fire Tender, hello.
And then we have Mikey C. Baby, I think. Or Mikey C. Baby. I think that's it.
Fire Tender is now blue.
Yeah, welcome, everyone. I see David Fellows came in. And
Are they smiling? Is who smiling? Fungus Fish. Andy is asking if they're smiling. Are my fish smiling? Yes. Mikey Baby.
Mikey Baby is here.
I just turned Mikey.
I know. I
blue.
had to make sure I was actually reading that right. I'm like, that's what it says, right? Mikey Baby. All right, I'm looking.
Fungus says I can get rare fish. Yeah, I can too. It's really, I mean, I can buy anything I want pretty much from a wholesaler. If shops are not carrying them, it's because they're not ordering them. We're coming into the summer now, and for a lot of shops, that's downtime. So what they may be experiencing is a significant drop-off in sales, which is resulting because it's tight economically. They're not floating as many things in the tanks to carry them over. I found myself doing that in the last year, and it's the first time I needed to do it. I normally had pretty full tanks. That last year was way down. I didn't want to spend the money and have it sit there month after month after month. Right. So I let things get pretty low through the summer before I started ordering again.
Yep, I get that. Good evening, Patrick and JBD.
David Fellows. Hello, David.
Hello, Howard. Good evening.
Did you hear that? She said,
hello,
Howard.
Hello, Howard.
Hello, Howard.
Hello, Howard.
Well, that was sweet.
Sorry, I'm just reading.
Horticulture, I can't buffer my tanks. KH is 1 out of the 10. That plus Tropica Radiae drops the pH to 4.5. Well, yeah. You can't not buffer, he says. I can't not buffer. Yeah, I hear that. And if I had soft water, I'd do it too. But I don't have soft water. I have hard water.
Yeah.
So I just choose to live with a hard water. And 99% of the time, it's not a problem. There are a few fish that don't like it,
Right.
including some plecos that don't like it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, that's the point where I have to make a decision. But the reality is, with the small operation I've got here, I'm probably not going to do a lot of variation. I'll do one salt, and I'll probably do one soft water tank, and the rest are going to be creek water or brackish. It really is, but it doesn't show any salt. But I can easily add salt to get the brackish up.
Good evening, Mr. Manifesto. Duco wants to know, do epistogrammas eat cherry shrimp?
Well, they'll eat babies. Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to eat adults unless they catch them shedding. Here's the thing about shrimp. Same with crayfish for that matter, but shrimp in particular. In order to grow, they have to shed, which means they lose their exoskeleton. When they do that, they're very soft and highly vulnerable to predation. So they try to hide for an hour or two until that shell hardens up a bit. But when you lose them, that's when you lose them, when they shed, because at that point they're fair game for anybody who can pick off a leg or a claw, and it's pretty easy to do. And before long, they're gone. They're just eaten up.
Yeah. I can see how that would happen. No, I know they're soft when they shed.
Yeah, there you go, Mr. CPD. My LFS was selling out of the CPDs every week. Now they haven't sold any in 2 weeks. It's market. It really is market.
Yeah.
I think, frankly, okay, here's my theory for what it's worth. I think we're in an economic moment in our country where everybody is holding their breath because nobody knows what's going to happen. We've just been through an administration that gave us a booming economy that went in the toilet because of COVID, but was coming back out. And now we have an administration that looks for all the world like they want to force the economy back down in the toilet. And I think everybody's holding their breath, holding their money, just trying not to spend anything at all until we get some sense of what's really going on. That's my theory. But then I'm bigoted and prejudiced and racist and homophobic and all that good stuff. Also Christian, that's the worst one. But never mind. We're not political here.
That's right. We're going to move right along on to more fish stuff.
You had to ask, didn't you?
Yeah, don't ask. Don't give him an opening for anything like that. Anyway. So.
Calcium carbonate, crust correlation rock, all good. All good.
Well, I think they were answering above because Andy was saying, what is a buffer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
something that gets the KH up in order to hold the pH up.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Getting off Fortnite. Okay, 11:30. Okay, well, thank you for coming in, Dico. Thank you. Good
Yelling
evening.
at their other fish. Ah, right. There's Christians. I know. It's terrible, isn't it? And Jason says, Amen.
Good
Duke
evening.
says, I'm getting off port tonight, 11:30.
Yeah.
And officially says, same here. Moving right along, as their mom would say. So you get this. You did get this from your mom. So this is a hereditary. I get it.
It's a family thing. We just, it's like, yeah, move right along. We just need to
Right along.
proceed. That's right.
Not going to get tangled up in the weeds here, are we? How dare I indeed? You bet. I know. Smelly Walmart shoppers, Helen says. Oh, well.
That's right.
Right. Ah.
And I'm just reading. Sorry, I'm not seeing anything. And as we were saying, if somebody does still want to come up and show a tank or something, they certainly are welcome. This is one of those nights for people to come up to see. And if also, if you have a question, we're right here at the bottom of the chat. So if there's something
Yeah, that's
right. This would be a really good time to put your question in.
And
it's not very often we're right at the bottom of the chat, but we're right here.
Sitting there waiting for you.
That's right.
Ignoring everything we possibly can.
Well, we need to. Moving right along. Well, what sort of fish thing would we like to talk about?
I don't even know what to repeat here. Smelly
no, we
Walmart.
don't. Yeah. Good evening, Keller Guppies. Father
What's
Fish,
your opinion on Malaysian trumpet snails in a deep substrate? I think Malaysian trumpet snails in a deep substrate are highly beneficial. Highly beneficial. They do not go down more than half an inch into the substrate. They keep it well worked the way worms do in the garden. And if you're overfeeding, they'll come up out of there, they'll multiply, and they'll take care of the problem. So they're highly beneficial.
Yes. Yes, I like them. I don't mind them. I don't have them in every tank. They're in some tanks, but I don't mind them at all. Falconry. I have a question. Can someone mail me 3 nice female guppies? And he says he's joking. But I mean, truthfully, someone could. For a fee, you can get those guppies. You know?
Well, I don't think I got a guppy here. I don't have a guppy here. Not one. You know what I've got? Let me show you these. These are the pupfish. This is a male.
Oh yeah, you said you got new pupfish yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, but these are the old ones I've had.
Oh.
Look how dark he is. He'll get jet black. I was looking today, did not see any babies. But in the next week or so, there should be babies.
Wow.
So that'll be fun.
Cool. And you said they get to about 2 inches, right?
Tops.
Tops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, inch and a half.
Okay. Well, waterculture, just put in some more crushed coral or something.
Right, there you go.
You got plenty of that, I'm sure, on hand. Oyster shell, that works. Good evening, Jenny Lynn.
Ew. Hey. It's all right, Leah, I understand.
That's funny.
Oh, dear.
I never had a guppy, and I've never had a guppy until the last 2 weeks. You just recently got guppies? Is that what you're saying?
Until the last 2 weeks. Huh.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, somebody was asking me what my first fish were, and I think I left out guppies. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
I think I
Oh, well,
listed everything but guppies.
Oh, I guess so, because Falcony says I've kept Central American cichlids until recently. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the guppy world. Probably most of us have some guppies. You know, I do. What type of, Joan says, what type of filter would you put on a 75-gallon that houses Kakaku, swordtails, Kakaku, swordtails, dwarf rainbows, bushy-nosed plecos? Well, that's not a high bio load. Doesn't sound like
Right.
So you wouldn't have to get crazy with the filter.
I use sponge filters pretty much exclusively.
Yeah.
You can get them big. You can get them 8 inches in diameter. You get real big ones.
Oh yeah, no,
Or
you yeah. Good
Yeah.
evening, Cam. Yeah. I mean, that doesn't sound like it would be too crazy. And Father Fish is right. Probably, a sponge filter, and you'd be good.
Like 2 of them, one on each side.
Yeah. Just keep the water moving.
Right.
Is it a dirted tank, or does it have deep substrate? Even if it's not dirted, as long as it's deep substrate, that'll help you as well.
Brian wants to know, how would a crayfish do with shrimp? If it's going to eat them.
We're gonna eat them. Yeah, I was gonna say hot lunch. Yeah.
What it's going to do? That's what it's going to do. It'll eat them.
It's gonna grab it in that claw. It's gonna eat it.
Mr. Manifesto, you can stack sponge filters. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Good evening, Greg. Again. You absolutely can.
Mr. B, a ping pong ball in the fish bowl at the fair got me started keeping.
Oh, I'm sorry. One little goldfish at the fair, or a guppy? Yep.
On a goldfish, right?
Yep.
I provided goldfish once. For
one of those little contests.
Yeah, to one of the gypsies who had run out. I guess I lost him or something. He was setting up his booth, and he needed 300 goldfish. And he was scrounging to get them, so I was able to get them for him.
Yeah.
That's the only time I ever had that kind of sale.
Yeah.
But then I discovered he normally buys directly from the big farms.
Mm-hmm.
He goes through a lot of them.
Yeah, I'm sure he went through a lot. Yeah, he's probably just in a pinch and needed to get some from you. Officially, I'm not sure exactly what you want to know about my tank, but they're single-tail goldfish. I know it's hard to tell sometimes because it's a little bit far away, but they're comets, fancy comets, and chevunkins, single-tail goldfish that I love and I breed. So I don't know what else you want to know, but that's the basics of it. So
Water culture is throwing down the gauntlet here. Somebody just came up.
Anoxic filtration, your favorite subject.
Well, I'm going to get to that. Sandalfoot just done.
I know you will. Who do we have?
Tam.
Oh, Tam was going to maybe try to come up last night. So
here
awesome.
she is. Hi.
Hi, Tam.
Looking none the better. Hi. Just got done loading and unloading 2,000 pounds of play sand. So
oh, wow.
looking none. Yeah, well, we finally built a sandbox for the kids out back, so been doing that all day.
That's
let me see.
You have a source now for your fish tanks.
yeah, you got plenty of things.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this camera.
All right, so there's the cam mic button with the gear.
Okay.
You hit that and flip it. It should flip it for you.
Yeah.
Tori, that's a 75-gallon tank behind me.
We lost her. She hit the wrong button.
She'll come back. She will
She'll
come
be
back.
In the meantime,
Yeah.
horticulture wants to know about anoxic filtration. Oh, she's back.
Okay.
We're gonna get to this. I'm gonna do.
Okay, I am really
So on your bottom,
sorry.
that's okay.
It's okay.
On the bottom,
okay, when I hit
the cam mic
gear,
button,
Joey,
it has like
the cam mic button on the bottom.
yeah. Then it should
it
give
gives
you
me a
choice
whole bunch of options.
Yes, and you wanna and then you wanna flip the camera.
Front or back?
Okay, I think I flipped it.
There you go.
Can you see it?
Yes.
You did.
That's perfect. We're looking at your big tank. Now she's gone again.
Well, she'll get it. She will get it.
One more try. Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Okay, I am so sorry, you guys.
Okay, you got it.
It's all right.
We're good. All right.
Okay. This is the 55 in the kitchen.
Standing on end.
Okay. For some reason,
Yeah.
it's the side now. It's a side view and not. It's the camera sideways.
Turn the camera sideways.
Yes. Okay.
Turn it. There you go.
Like this?
There.
Okay.
Perfect.
I don't know if you can see any of my fish. There's Bluey.
Yeah, we can.
Here are
We'll get you up as soon as Tam is finished here. Sit tight, Hirsch.
there is our new Acaras.
Nice.
Pretty.
They are growing by leaps and bounds. They couldn't have been more excited last night to get some frozen bloodworms.
Oh wow, I bet. Yep.
We have a couple other tanks that are kind of a work in progress here. Because for a long time, until I discovered the channel, we couldn't grow plants. So found out we were doing a lot of stuff wrong. This is my grandson's tank, so just now getting some stuff planted in there.
Yeah.
Got some neon tetras.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see Caspian there. He's back there hiding in the house. He doesn't want to come out.
Oh wow. What is it? What kind of fish?
That is my male betta. Here he is.
Oh, okay. All right. I couldn't see it well enough to tell what it was. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he just kept looking out. He's like, you always come and talk to me, but I don't know about the whole camera situation. This here, this is our angels that keep trying to breed.
Nice.
Last time I was at the fish store, I bought a breeding cone. And we put that in there, and hopefully next time maybe they'll lay eggs on it, and we can
they might
pull them out
and see as well. But yeah,
or they'll lay them on the heater tube, or they'll lay them on the heater tube, or on the side of the tank or on a leaf or
Yep.
on a
Yeah, they might put them on a leaf.
Well, it seems like the bacteria is what keeps getting the eggs. So we wanted to be able to remove them,
yeah.
so
they
that
may
we
not
can
be
treat
fertile.
them. And
Well, the thing that's
this one
tough,
is
Tam,
the one.
if you want
Yeah,
them
go
to
ahead.
if you want them to lay them on, this is where it gets tough sometimes. If you want them to lay them on something specific like the breeding cone, you know, that's where people will end up putting them in a bare bottom tank or something so that they specifically use that and then they can remove the fish. Sometimes that's easier. Otherwise, like Father Fish said, they might use the heater. They might use, you know, the filter tube. They might use a leaf, which might be harder, depending upon what they put it on, it might be hard for you to remove. Those are just things I'm telling you. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just saying these things can happen. And this is why sometimes people put them in, you know, the bare tanks to get them to spawn and then put them back in their regular tank. Options.
Right, and that's why I bought the breeding cone, because every time they would spawn, they were laying their eggs on the down tube for the filter.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was nothing we could do about helping them out.
Right. The problem
And
is
then
sometimes
this
you do what you want.
Yep, that's exactly right too. This is our 75.
Nice.
So you got
we tried to plant some wisteria in it, but the angels that are in here keep wanting to eat it. So
put some more in. Put more in. Load it up.
Okay. Just keep loading it up.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll work on one plant. They won't chew them all.
Well, I was trying to find him here. I don't know if you can see him. He's back there behind the rock. We became adoptive parents to a big pleco when we got this 30-gallon over here. Oops, I don't know what just happened.
Oh, the camera just slipped. It's okay. It's okay.
Camera.
Okay. Yeah, the 30-gallon that we just planted was given to us by a friend of a friend, and she thought she was going to keep the two, the pleco, and I think it's a black skirt tetra. And when I got there to pick up the tank, she said, "Could you take him?"
Oh, we lost her again.
I got panicking. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to move on.
Is there somebody else in the waiting room? Okay.
That's somebody else in the waiting room.
Okay.
Harsh is here.
Hey, Father Fish.
I want to give him a chance to come up.
Hello.
Thank you, Pam, for coming up.
Thank you, Tam.
There he is.
Hey, Father Fish.
Hey, Harsh, how are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Nice to see you.
So I wanted to show you guys it used to be a reef tank. After 18 years, I got out of it.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm not going to have an empty tank. So I just turned it into fresh water. I'm still learning.
Look at the rummy nose.
Rummy nose.
Wow, they're really nice.
Tank full of rummy nose. That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Neons.
Got some interesting driftwood.
Yeah,
really
I think it's spiderwood. I think it's spiderwood. Like
look good. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are your plants?
And then
how are your plants doing?
Plants are doing good. I still got my CO2 system for my calcium reactor that I kept. I sold everything else. because as you can see, I still got my sump refugium, got my ATO, because I kept all that because I'm like, it's same thing. I threw in
Yeah, okay.
100 pounds of ceramic rings in here. It's just filled with 100 pounds of it. And then, so I'm going to hook this up for the plants.
I'll tell you what I would do.
Yeah.
Uh, I would add, what size tank is that?
It's a 180-gallon tank with
Big
a
tank, big
75-gallon
tank.
sump.
I would add sand to that gravel. I mean, the gravel is really pretty. What you might want to do is scrape some of it off,
Okay.
get some sand in there, and then cap it with the gravel, because the gravel is a really nice look, but it's
Right.
not giving you the kind of substrate that you need, which is what sand will do.
Ah, I see.
So try to scrape some of it off, put a couple of bags of sand in there, and then put the gravel back over it, and you'll notice an immediate difference with your plants.
And Father Fish, today, this morning, when I lift one of my lids, because I have these custom lids that I got done for my, because it used to be my saltwater, this fell off. It looks like a whole bunch of eggs. I'm assuming it might be from the mystery snails. It's like a cluster of eggs that just fell off of it.
Yeah, take them out and set them on top. They will drown in the water.
Okay. So just keep it out of the water.
Keep it out of the water, but when they hatch, you want them to be able to fall in. So try to figure out a way to do that.
I see.
They need to be kept. They need to be kept damp. Not
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want them to dry out, but you don't
want.
But they
Right.
will drown in the water.
So I can just take like a whole bunch of paper towel, make it wet, and
Yeah.
just cover it in there, and that should be good.
Yeah.
They
If
hatch,
you-
assuming.
If you can float a little, what I've done in the past is float a little plastic container in my tank with, just some damp paper towels, and I will put the clutch inside there, poke some holes in the top so that there's a little bit of air, and I float it in the tank to keep the same temperature. That's how I've done it. And you'll
Okay.
see when they start to hatch. But Father Fish is right. If you leave it in there, you won't get anything. They'll drown.
No, then I'm gonna take them out, and then I'm still running my 90-watt UV sterilizer that I had from the saltwater setup. I don't know if that's gonna really help, but I'm sure it is. It helped with the salt, but
Try it and see what happens.
okay.
If you're able at some point to get some sand in that substrate, it'll change the character of it. It looks very nice. I
How many
like the
pounds
look
would
of
you
it.
recommend? How many pounds would you say I should get?
Yeah, it's a 175. You
It's
want
180.
about 200 pounds.
Okay, because I got about 280 pounds of it right now in the
Yeah,
of this gravel.
of the gravel.
Yeah.
Just add more of the gravel then.
Add more gravel?
Yeah, get the gravel up about 4 inches.
Okay.
That'll do it.
All right. I can do that. Thank you, Father Fish.
You
Thank
bet.
you, Joey.
Like your tank.
Thank you so much.
Looks
Your
great.
fish look really happy.
Thank you.
Take care, Herb.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice.
Yeah, and then he's got a great tank, Had all,
Now,
had all
there's a
that
good
great
example. Yeah, there's a good example of a guy who learned the skill, the husbandry skill of being able to keep fish alive. So when he made the transition, he really didn't have any trouble.
Right.
Right. He doesn't have an ideal system, but it works, and it's working really well. And he can add more gravel to that, and it'll be brilliant. It'll be perfect.
It will.
Nothing
It will.
wrong. Yeah.
Officially, this is the only tank that I purchased a background for. Normally, I paint it or I do something different, but this is actually the background is actually something I purchased, I think, off of Amazon, and it's a dragon. It's an actual dragon. If you look at the top, you'll see that the tail, the spiked tail is coming around. That's what it is, if that's what you're referring to. And other than that, if you're talking about the actual rock, I think that's dendritic agate. I think that's a piece of dendritic agate from my sister's store. Hopefully that helps.
We have someone else in the waiting room. Bateson is here. Shall we bring Bateson up? Bateson. Yeah. Here he is. Here we go.
Hey, Father Fish. Hey, Joey.
Hey,
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
Just thought I'd come up here and show Father Fish, the fish room that he's mostly inspired everything to as far as the substrates.
Well, let's see it. Absolutely.
That's so almost every tank in here is
oh my word.
Wow, nice fish room.
Wow.
I'm in the middle of switching. I'm trying to add a little more support to these stands, but figured I'd hop up here for a couple minutes. You got a bunch of people coming up.
I gotta blow this up.
Yeah, wonderful.
But
what's the plan? Is that a sword? What is that?
Oh yeah, that's a big sword that I got, and I've been breeding it off, so it's been
nice.
having all the babies. I've got like 40 or 50 of them across the room of the babies from this big old thing.
Nice.
That's
But
great.
and then
this is water sprite?
This is all water lettuce.
Water lettuce.
Yep, water lettuce. I do tons.
So you're getting a lot of direct sunlight there.
Yeah, in this tank specifically, I get a lot of direct sunlight, and and on top of that, I run dual lights on this one.
Shop light.
So yeah, shop light, and then there's a fluval on top too. So this tank just like there's all the Vallisneria in my whole fish room. I mean, that started from one plant, and there's Vallisneria in almost every tank I have now.
And then down below, you had a lot of frog bit, right, in that lower tank?
This one is a mini water lettuce.
Oh, mini water.
So that's regular. Okay. That's the regular. This is the mini.
Yeah. Oh, it looked like frog bit. Awesome.
Yeah. Nice.
Fish and Tank, thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you.
There's that jack I was asking you about a while ago.
It's a pair of them?
Yeah, they've tried a couple times. I don't have any fry yet, but I think it's their first attempts.
They're pretty.
So.
Fishing.
Yeah.
Great tank. I love it.
Yeah. Really nice.
Big shark and.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, shark, quote unquote. It's an iridescent shark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got her. She's 14 or 15 years old.
Yeah.
I found her in a 30-gallon tank, half full, green water, just nasty, terrible condition. But
yeah, you got her
now. She's
one of the true monster fish.
Yeah, and that's she's I'm pretty sure she's stunted. I've had her like 8 months. She hasn't grown.
Yeah. Well, at least she's got a good home with you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's all you can do.
Cool.
Pretty much. There's I don't know if you can see the tail of him. That's a big old pleco right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Huffer saying hi.
Oh, look at that.
What kind is it?
Fajaka.
Yeah.
It is a Fajaka? Okay, I can't really.
Yeah, she's a Fajaka. She's, I mean, every bit of like 10, 12 inches.
Yeah.
Wow. Good size.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, yeah. Now I really see it. Yeah. Nice. Cool. Very
but this was the first one I started out with when I very first found you. Right here.
Oh, look at that.
It was a,
Look
you know,
at
that cruddy blue gravel.
Yeah.
Hey, you did
Buried
great though. You
Buried it.
Yeah,
Yep,
you
capped
carried
it.
Right.
Yep. And that was the first one right there. A year and a half or so ago, I found you.
Good, yeah.
Cool.
But
Pretty good.
all right, I got this tank pretty much empty. I gotta hop back down and get some water back in this thing.
Okay.
Not this one, but that one down there. Yeah, I gotta get some water back in these.
Okay.
Thanks for having me up, guys.
Nice.
Well, thank you for coming and sharing. Nice to meet you.
Good to have you. Thank you.
Great.
How about that?
Father Fish, can you give Harsh Patel a wrench, please? Since
Yeah,
he came up and here, that'd be awesome. Hello, Texas Fish Room. I know there's been a lot of people. Third Coast Aquatics, I'm sure people have snuck in here while I've been looking at tanks and things.
Harsh Patel.
Yeah.
It's now blue.
Okay, cool. So, all right, we're at 7. Do we need to think about getting out of here? Is there anybody else?
I think we better. There's a lot of activity on the weekends.
Yeah,
That was fun.
yeah.
It was fun having. Yeah, that was great. I appreciate you guys for coming up. It's a lot of fun. It's always good. It's always good to see what people are doing, and it's so good to hear that.
I mean, he just had a ton of plans, and Tam was doing some good stuff with her tanks, and it's just fun. Like you said, it's fun to see what other people are doing.
You bet.
So anyway, well, thank you everyone for coming in, and thank you Fish and Tantics for super chat.
See if we can get a song.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow at 9
Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
Right, and thank you everyone for coming in, because as we realized, without the show, we don't have a show. We have nothing to talk about.
We just sit here talking to ourselves.
That's great. So thank you so much for coming in. If you haven't given Father Fish a thumbs up, could you do that on your